Hello, my name's Jonathan Riley. This will be a pitch on why the world needs to be worried about East Asia. A bit about my background. I graduated from Hull University in 2018. That's a university from the north of England. It was in politics and international relations. Since then, I've worked for different websites. Arcadia is one as a volunteer website. I've worked for a news website called Pigeon Week. I've also done some copywriting and digital marketing as well. I've also, at the moment, I am writing a piece for a website on recovery called Recovery Stories. That's to do with mental health. You'll find these details in my LinkedIn link, as long as samples and links to my personal website, my portfolio website, the book that I've written, just so you can check out my credentials, just see how legit I am as well, just because I imagine there'll be background checks. Now, again, this article, should it be accepted, will be on why the world needs to be worried about East Asia. Mainly the East Asian demographic problems in Japan, because the people in Japan, the women in Japan, the men in Japan, they're not getting together and having children. And that's why by 2050, over 50% of its population, I believe it's 54%, according to a financial book that I have read by Glenn Arnold, talking about demographic problems in Japan and the West as well, and that because of this, the economy will not going to grow. There's not going to be money for retirement, just because old people, when they retire, they get aches and pains, they can't really move as well. It's hard to learn when you get older as well. That's not being age, it's just the fact, and also the fact they're not going to be physically able as well, and not as productive, and also because they would have retired as well, and that's why they won't have money to retirement. That's going to cause problems in society, because societies, this is also going to happen in China as well. If they become top heavy, that means there's too many old people at the top. If there's too many old people at the top, that causes problems, because it's a side that's top heavy. It's going to be like an upside down pyramid. It's going to keel over, and because of that, that's going to cause some massive economic problems in Japan and in China. With China, I believe that's their economic problems is going to come because they have a shortage of women. There's over 200 million women that China is going to be lacking by 2050. That's due to the social engineering in China, the effects of the one child policy. Only one child, and there's not enough women. Because there's no women, there's too many men. That society is going to collapse, because societies without women, without men, without in big enough numbers, they will collapse because they become unstable. And that's basically something we can learn in the West and in the developing world as well. The article will also be looking at what this could mean for the long term for international relations. So, who's going to be the new global driver of the economy? Will it be India in the long term? Is China not going to become the world's superpower the way that some people are thinking now in the United States and the world? Is America still going to be the biggest dog in the kingdom 50 years from now, providing it doesn't withdraw from the world? So, if that's the case, will the world superpower be India, or would there be massive changes in Africa like what we've seen in China at this time? Or will the world become like regional hegemons again, with like each nation like Germany, Britain, France, all having their own like regional powers, regional hegemonies? Could it be something like that? And again, we'll be discussing this also in relation to the Anglo-sphere as well, and I'll try to define that. What the Anglo-sphere is the Anglo-sphere the American sphere of influence, or is the Anglo-sphere pretty much the English-speaking nations, or the ex-British colonial territories? Again, that'll come up in this article. As I said, the main focus of this article will be why the world needs to be worried about East Asia and what lessons this can actually teach us. That would be the overall structure for the article. For something like this, I would even say, depending how this article goes, if it gets accepted, that this could actually be broken down into several articles focusing on different topics relating to actually the global political environment as well. If you have any questions, if you wish to discuss this some more, feel free to contact me on my personal details, my personal Gmail, and also my LinkedIn as well. Thank you for your time to listen to this pitch, and it's much appreciated. Thank you.